a little longer because I'll be over here just bopping. Like, that's a good little, you know what I'm saying?
They need to keep the music
Okay, y'all. So first,
playing. They need to do something where
yeah,
the
we might have to loop that.
yes.
Have to just loop it for a little
I
longer
like
because
it.
I like that one.
Me
Okay.
too.
So
Pop,
first though, we're gonna talk
pop.
about Married at First Sight. So they're out in Boston, and we got some new couples. Okay, they're out in Boston, and it looks like it's gonna be a really interesting season so far, based on the clips. To me, I've even said based on like the color gradient that they've been using for the show overall. I'm like, this is gonna be, and we got some nutbags as couples in general, right? So
As
I think the
always.
season's gonna be great. So we're gonna start off with the first step, okay? And we have Mark and Lindsey. I gotta hear y'all thoughts about this because if you ask me, I think Lindsey gonna be too much. I think he's gonna get annoyed with her very, very quickly. I kind of feel bad for Lindsey a little bit because the way she shows herself to him, you could tell she had a lot of trauma in her life and she tries to
Yep.
mask it with always being happy and doing too much and stuff. So I don't know, maybe, I mean, she don't really know how to, I guess, deal with her emotions. Maybe she don't even really know herself for real, because he said he's looking forward to seeing her in a calmer setting. And I'm like, is she ever turned off? We shall see. What are y'all thoughts
Um,
about Lindsey and Mark?
I think some people need a prescription of marijuana. And I think she's one of those people. It will probably balance her out so she can stop bouncing off the fucking walls. It's quite unfortunate that it's not going to work out because we're predicting it won't work out. It's
Mm-mm.
unfortunate because I do feel like their personalities mesh. I do feel like he's a sweet
Mm-hmm.
guy, funny. She's sweet, she's funny, but she does too much. And I feel like if she were able to like not be so much and he had like all the patience of Job, I think it could work because I think they have complementing personalities and the whole situation with him not having a father but having a mother and her not having a great relationship with her mother but having a great relationship with her father, and they can do that for each
Mm-hmm.
other, so it has high hopes, and that's why I'm sad that it's probably not gonna work out, but we're gonna have to wait and see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, high hopes on paper. Cause she is a lot. A lot. But on the after show, y'all, she was actually kind of chill from one of the previews I saw. Her
I
hair
told you
was
I liked
different.
Mm-hmm.
her. I told
I
you I
was
liked her
like,
because I watched her on the after show. I hadn't seen the
she was
episode. I
calm.
saw the app. Yes, and she was very like,
I only seen the after
congenial.
show.
Yeah, yeah. She looked different too with the straight hair and the bump. But something about Lindsay, especially since she told us that she's been through things, is going to be easily triggered. Easily. I feel like Mark could tell her, hey, your shoe untied, and she going to be, I don't know. Something tells me she probably has a lot of insecurities with her mom, leaving her, and
Mm-hmm.
also with her fiance, basically leaving her at the altar and canceling the wedding. So I think she still needs a lot of healing, but I don't think Mark is going to have the patience to heal her. She's going to have to fix some things before she find a husband.
Definitely gonna have to do that. Definitely gonna have to do that. All right, y'all. Let's move over to the next couple we have here, which is Michael and Jasmina. Now, I like them together. I'm really hoping they work, but something about Jasmina kind of come off a little bit like she might be a little bit of controlling, and maybe a person that like, no, it can't be your way, it has to be my way, it has to be like this. So I'm not too sure. Whereas with Michael, he seems to be calm and laid back in demeanor, and he also seemed like he might be a guy that really wants to please her for the most part. Earlier, I said that Michael was fine. I think Michael is very attractive, and Necey said, "Girl, no, ma'am."
Mm. No, man. I said, at first, I was like, Michael, who? I said, Jamie? No, not for me.
I
Bondy?
think he's listen, his center of gravity is in the right place. I'll say that. Because
Yes.
this is the type of guy that if he has a good enough personality and his penis is big enough and he knows what to do with it, you'll get past most of the things. Mainly the
Right.
pointed, huge forehead thing.
No, wait, thank you.
No offense,
Thank
but
you.
there are just some things. There's just some things, okay? And the pointed, big ass forehead thing is probably, and you're kind of short, so it's giving kind of like, lollipop guild low key. But at the same time, like I said, his center of gravity is in the right place. And usually that means kickstands. And if there's a kickstand, then girls will forgive it.
I can see that. I think it's the head and the eyes too close. Okay, that's exactly what I feel like. Because I'm not about to break it down. Okay,
but we can
I'm not
focus
about
on the
to
beard.
rip this man up. Okay,
the beautiful beard.
But even the beard to me feels a little bit. Y'all know the episode of Top Model where Tyra put that lace front beard on the man? His beard, something about it is like so evenly dense and cut that, like, I don't know, it just feels
You think
kind
his
of
beard
fake
is
to
too
me.
perfect?
Yes, it's too perfect. He does look a little bit funny, but not in an ugly way. Like enough to pass, like Bondy said. As long as
He's
you
a cute,
have
ugly nigga. Listen,
Yes.
listen. Nobody needs a pretty man. Like nobody's asking for that. You need to just have a good personality and a ding-a-ling-dingalings. And I think that she'll be fine with it. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's that. I think she will. I don't think they're gonna meet on the first night though. I don't
She
think
not.
those two are gonna go down.
She's not. She put her hair scarf on. Y'all aren't fucking. But when they do, I think we'll know if it's good or not. And see, here's the tester. I feel like a lot of times the reason why some of these relationships don't work out is because the sex is bad. So I'm gonna wait for us to get to the next black couple. Let's go ahead and talk.
And that is actually next. We have Olajuwon and Katina. Listen, first of all, I just want to say, and it's no shade to anybody, but I hate her voice. It makes me think about Portia's sister Lauren a little bit.
It's really
you
like
wouldn't really know who's
low in
talking
the
until you look at that.
Yes. I like
vocal
her
fry.
voice. I
You
like her voice.
Doesn't bother me.
Yes, shockingly I did. When I heard it, I was like, I like her voice.
Yeah, it was a bit irritating. It was giving deep voice Valley Girl at the same time, like I mean but it was like deeper and it was just like okay. But anyway, as far as them as a couple, I don't think this is gonna work at all. I'm not even gonna play. But I feel like he's gonna know how to work the bedroom. And when I finished watching the episode, I said, oh, she gonna hang in there for that toxic.
I don't think so.
She gonna hang in there.
Did you think so? So wait, did you see the preview to the rest of the season? If you saw the preview,
started going off on her.
Okay, so listen, I was telling Lyric while we were watching this that I really wanted for a woman to cheat for once. I wanted a woman to come on this show and be a dog ass bitch, like just to balance it out for how many times.
Girl.
Okay, exactly. I want a bitch to come on here and be a city girl. And the previews made me feel like that's what we're gonna get with her, because he was questioning her about something she had on her phone, saying that she just left. And it makes me feel like she fucked him. The sex was trash. And then she decided to get back in her phone with her go-to dick until the process was over. So remember when you saw that stain on his underwear? You have to put the stain on the underwear, goofy ass nigga. Like you have to put all of those things together, and usually those things equal bad sex.
And he was giving man child with the dookie draws. He was giving man child, but I'm like, yes, I don't understand how a grown man, okay, if you got them nasty boxers that you want to keep, them your favorite pair that fit you real nice, but they dirty as hell, why would you wear them on your wedding night?
First of all, that's not even allowed. You can tell you don't have no woman. When I tell y'all, Lyric don't have a chance to hold on to anything because Lyric doesn't often do his own laundry. He does sometimes, but not all the time. He might wash his uniform, but as in all of the shit that he just throws in the dirty clothes, that's me. So if it looked like it's time to go, it's time to go. I don't let him hold on to anything. Like, oh, they got a hole in it? Trash. What do you mean? What? For what? For what? It lost its elasticity? Throw it away. Yeah. What are you keeping it for? You're not poor. Buy more underwear.
They make new ones for a reason. Yes.
So I just want to say, never had that streaks issue. I wash my husband's underwear. Never once. Never, not once.
Don't know what
relate. So I wanted to
relate at all.
One thing that I picked up on, I feel bad for Katina in advance because I know at this moment she thinks that he's a clown. Like, oh, he's doing clown shit for me. Oh, he's so charming. He's going out his way to make me laugh, and he gonna laugh them panties off, and then you gonna find out it's whack because he was doing a lot with the dance. And then even when we met him in episode 1, he was like, "Oh yeah, I talked to a lot of girls. I've done a lot of that." You keep talking and trying to hypersexualize yourself. Something tells me it's not hitting like that. So I feel bad for her in advance because I know she's gonna get tricked and then be like, damn, why did I do that? And then this man be the clown on your roster that just happened to be your husband for 8 weeks.
I bet you any money he gets by on the initial cuteness and light-skinnedness of it all. And then when they find out what it's really hitting for, they run.
I gotta see how this is gonna play out, because when you mentioned cheating, Bondy, it just makes me. I'm expecting him to be the dog ass person in the relationship, but the fact that she over here texting somebody else because she probably did hit and it wasn't him for nothing. I don't know. We're gonna see who gonna be the part. Girl, this is y'all tune in to Married at First Sight, honey. Let's get to the next couple here.
It's getting good. It's getting good.
It is already. All right, so let's get to Steve and Noy. Every time they come on, I never really capture any notes about them for real, for real. I think they may actually, I think they're really compatible. I think they got a lot of stuff in common. Bonnie over there like, girl, no ma'am. But that's what I'm thinking. I have like no notes for them for real. So what are y'all thoughts about Steve and Noy? I think they'll be good.
One main note. He is acting like he is more attracted to her than he is. Yeah. And I think that the brother recognizes that even though she is very beautiful, there are some things that are not looking well on camera. Somebody just said it in the comments. And it's no disrespect, y'all. I can't stand having skin issues myself. I have acne problems, but it is very noticeable. And something makes me feel like it is an issue for her, because when the brother was having that conversation with him about, if you're not going to chase her, somebody else will, that was in case you're trying to not be attracted to her because of that the situation. Because I don't know what it is. But whatever the situation is, it's just giving the opposite of smooth. And I'm going to just leave it at that.
Yeah, that's why it bothered me so much that last episode when she was crying, her friends and her sister just allowed her to cry all that makeup off her face, and they never reapplied it. I was like, why would y'all do that? Knowing that she probably needed or probably wanted an even complexion for her wedding day, and y'all making her cry all her makeup off. But the only note you missed with these two, Jamie, is that Steve told Noy that he was unemployed. So I call him unemployment on my channel. Unemployed. And she wasn't tripping about it. She wasn't tripping about it at all. I think he explained it in a really good way, saying that he's just been on the road. But what I do want to know is,
that's what clear people do. You know, clear people that have the money take months off at a time and, you know, backtrack through the country and just kind of go different places and feel different vibes.
Right. He probably has the money to do it. Yeah. Free spirit. He got the money to do it. And I'm sure he probably had good severance or something like that. But who knows?
Probably so. That's what I'm thinking, a good severance. But, okay.
But will he get a job, or will he depend on her? Because she was given, he can play if he wants to. But I ain't that girl. She was given, I may be a lot of things, but I ain't that girl. Okay, child, listen, y'all gonna learn that most of the time it be black women and white women with bad self-esteem that allow for these men to play in their pockets. Just saying.
And there's that. Let's get to Chris and Alyssa. Listen. That, I'm sorry, that whole wedding was a kiki for me. I mean, because when they was reading the vows and they said, whatever she's feeling, she shows on her face, and her face was not showing that she was into him, I hollered, and they purposely kept putting the camera on him.
They kept doing the slow-mo to his teeth.
That is so fucked up.
And from this angle,
yes.
From not even from up here, because from up here is not as bad, but from down this angle, I was like, y'all disrespectful.
And another thing, I didn't even see the episode before I saw the tweet from the pastor who married them, who said that, he thought it was going to work, but he would just like to say to Alyssa that teeth can be fixed, but a nasty personality or whatever cannot be fixed. A cold heart. That's what he said. And I would like to say you are absolutely right. And this is what I want to say about her. This is why I think she's stupid. This is good bones. This is, we can get new teeth, we can get in a gym, and he can be exactly what you want him to be because he has a nice face and he's soft around the eyes. All it would take is for him to get his teeth cleaned, bleached, get some braces, and get him in a gym, bitch. And there, you created the man that you want, who's smart and probably already in a tax bracket that you need him to be in. But you think you're going to get a Ken doll in 2022. I would like for you to know that Ken dolls in 2022 probably don't make the money that he makes. Just so you're clear. But
and she may not even be his type. The dudes that she wants.
Cause she's stuck up and she cute. She's cute, but she's like, I'm gonna be real. He thinks that she's a 10. In real life, she's about a 6. And that's
I was gonna say a 5.
That's what I thought of first, but I'm being generous. And that's no disrespect. That's just that's only if we're measuring, y'all. We are women and we are not male identified. We don't actually value women by their looks, but this lady treated that man like dog shit. So we would just like for her to understand where the truth truly lies in this situation when you want to act like somebody is beneath you because they need a little bit of dental work.
Literally, this is the new season's Haley and Jacob. And I called this before they even met. I knew how she was going to be because she reminded me so much of Haley. Her reasoning for getting married just very much screamed caring, traditional wife, where I feel like it's ingrained in Black women are not like this because of systemic issues, but I'm speaking about white people. So you can tell at some point it's ingrained in them to believe that if you're a little bit cute, if you're 30 years old and you have a job, you have every right to be a wife. And I feel like that's where she is. One thing I caught from her was that in her special, she said that she was the only one out of her friends who wasn't married. And she wanted to hurry up and get married. But then when it came to the wedding, her bridesmaid was like, none of us are married. How are you feeling? So it very much screamed desperate to me that you lied just to get on the show by saying you were the only one that wasn't married. And then your friend outs you on your wedding day, letting everybody know that you're the first one to get married. I don't know. This something about this woman ain't right. She thinks it's a fine husband. Liam, Brad Pitt is her birthright. I think that's what she thinks. But they gotta get chose too.
I felt so bad for Chris, y'all, when she came out that room after arguing not really arguing, but crying to the producers. She came out the room from crying with the producers to tell him, like, it was something she wanted to say, but she didn't even come out and verbalize it. She just said, we need to go to sleep. He looked so disappointed. You could tell he was on such a high, and then he just hit the ground. And I felt so bad for him because I think he automatically went to, I don't think she's as attracted to me as I thought she would be. And I felt like her mama was lying to him when she said, yeah, she said she likes you. And everybody else is like, yeah, she likes you. I'm like, okay. All right.
Yeah, it was terrible. Honestly, it was extremely sad to watch her come out. And I'm gonna tell you, this is the thing. Like, I get it. Like, at the end of the day, he was so sweet to her. For her to turn around and act like what the homeboys told her about him being a know-it-all and all of that.
Right.
How dare you use that against him when he had never exhibited that behavior to you? You use that as a way to make him out to be the bad guy because you couldn't just simply say, I'm not attracted to him and I feel like I can't sleep in a bed with him because I'm repulsed. Which is what you should have, that's what you should have said. Because if you weren't repulsed by him, then you would have been able to sleep in a bed with him and just keep your distance. And that would have been fine. And then also a lot of people were warning him ahead of time that she wasn't going to be affectionate, that she wasn't going to really like be into him at first. And they were going to have to take it slow, which means she had already told everybody at the wedding that she wasn't feeling him as soon as she saw him. And I just kind of feel like it was the way she reacted. They were in the hotel room, but I'm sure he would have been fine sleeping on top of the covers. He
Yep.
probably would have been okay with sleeping in another hotel room as long as she explained to him how she was feeling in a way that wasn't trying to blame him. I was like, girl, how you gonna blame the man and make him feel like shit?
It was ugly.
That was messed up. Who they gonna be in for a long journey this season? Fooling with her. I feel like if it's somebody else, I'm wondering when I think about who may mess around in the cast. If that was the case, I feel like Alyssa gonna find somebody. I feel like she might try and get some Olajuwon, but we just gonna see how that's gonna play out. Okay.